The Knicks had an impeccable win over the Bucks, dismantling them by 34. Then they lost to the Detroit Pistons. But Jason, everyone, Jason Guido once again.
How you guys doing?
And but we gotta say this, Jason. I'd rather lose to the Pistons than to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Because with the Oklahoma City Thunder, it was like, we felt we got decimated. But with Detroit Pistons, like it was a fair and square loss. And this is a team that improved drastically in the offseason. And you can tell if you look at that Pistons team, you can tell that they put in work in the offseason. That GM deserves to be considered for executive of the year if they make the playoffs this year. Kate Cunningham, I mean, he has
Oh,
my vote. He has my vote for All-Star this year. The man dropped 36, and most of them came in the second half.
that's right. Yep.
Malik Beasley had a great game. He had two big shots. He finished with 22 points. And then from the next side, Brunson had 31. Bridges had 27. Cat had 26 with 12 rebounds. It
Right,
was a
right.
good game. It was a good game, but I feel that the first quarter and the third quarter, that's where the Knicks, looked sloppy. Second quarter was their best quarter. And in the fourth quarter, it was there
Yeah, it was
neck
even.
to neck. But Malik Beasley, man, he put the dagger in that game.
Right. So I agree with your assessment of the Pistons. They are a much better team than they were last year. They're over 500, and they're going to make a run at the seventh or eighth playoff seed in the East, in my opinion. And yeah, so the Knicks scored enough points. It was the same old problem the Knicks have we've seen this year with the Knicks, and that's their defense, their transition defense, going back after they score a basket or miss a basket, their inability to sometimes stop the pick and roll. Other teams they set screens, a high screen on the Knicks, and then that play gets loose and hits them with a 3-pointer, which we've seen Cunningham do in that third quarter, and we've seen it also at the end of the game in the fourth quarter. So that's been the Knicks' biggest issue as of recently. Sometimes they don't shoot the ball either, but in this particular loss, it was on the defense. The Knicks scored 119 points. You got to win that game at home. So this was on the defense this game.
Yeah, the defense, they could have played much better. What do you say about Mikal Bridges? I feel like so far with the Knicks, he's been streaky.
Yeah,
I
very
guess
uneven.
I guess it's because he was used to carrying so much load when he was with the Nets, and now that he's with the Knicks, he had to dwindle down because Brunson is the guy, and there's other um key pieces to his team. But so far, he's been streaky. I mean, he shot the ball well yesterday. So far, the Christmas game was his best performance with the Knicks so far. But I would like to see him to be a little bit more consistent. I don't want him to be a J.R. Smith for the team.
Right. Well, he's better than J.R. Smith, but I know what you're talking about because he's been very streaky. Like to go back to the loss against, I believe it was against Orlando, he didn't score any points. I'm pretty sure he went 0 for 9 with 0 points, which is difficult to do when you're a starter. OG Obanobi has also been somewhat streaky. I expect a little bit more scoring from him also. And to get back real quick to the Detroit game, the Knicks only had 13 points off the bench compared to the Pistons, who had, I think, 46 points. So right there, that's another issue, glaring issue for the Knicks so far this season.
Yeah, man, the bench, the bench, the bench. I'm looking at Coach Tom Thibodeau, and I'm like, you got to do something, man. You can't burn so many minutes on your starters. We need more from the bench. Had to
Right.
more forward.
Yeah. So again, this is exactly when you and I discussed the Knicks' upcoming season in the summer or whenever we did it. One of our big issues was we got to get the team healthy to the NBA playoffs. And at the rate the Knicks are going, I don't think that's going to happen. Plus, we still haven't seen any Mitchell Robinson yet, so I'm concerned about that.
Well, let's see what happens. So far, it is not looking too good right now. Because the stars can only do so much. In order to go far, you need a bench, you need ball movement, and you got to play defense. I feel like those are the three things you need: good ball movement, play defense, and you got to have role players,
No,
which has
absolutely.
been.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you know, the Knicks. So we still have time. Like there's still plenty of time. The Knicks are having a good year. We're about the halfway point. I'm pretty sure. So they have 26 wins. The Knicks. So they're having a good half. They're on pace to win in the 50s, 50 something games, 2 or 3 games. They said, or that's the pace anyway. But we still have time to get healthy and stuff. But I think the Knicks are going to have to make a trade, whether that bring in a backup center or another scorer or something like that at the deadline, because this whole Mitchell Robinson thing is worrying me because he's supposed to be the big defensive guy. He's not a big scorer. So when he does come back, they're going to have to rework everyone. And Karl-Anthony Towns is going to play the 4. Mitchell Robinson will be the center. So that'll be good to have a lot of size up front. But again, you have to rework that because how are you going to get Mitchell Robinson the ball? Are you going to do his usual pick and roll, dunk to the basket? He's not a great free throw shooter. So that's some concern. When they lost Hartstein, that was a big piece that they lost. A lot of offense they lost coming, or when he would come off the bench. A lot of offense and a lot of defensive rebounding they lost.
Yeah, it kills me every time I see him in Oklahoma City Thunder uniform. Man, I really like that guy. But I wish him the best in OKC, and so far he's thriving, number one seed in the West. But next,
Unfortunately, Mike, unfortunately, this is a joke real quick. Unfortunately, it's not the baseball. It's not the Mets and the Yankees. We could have kept everybody we wanted. So with the hard salary cap in the NBA, you have to make difficult decisions. And this is one of the,
yeah,
they lost them. You know how it works.
yeah, it is what it is. But that's it. That you can only go forward. But now the Knicks, they're heading on the road now. Playing Philadelphia.
Yep.
Philadelphia, they have lost 3 in a row now. The key for them is to slow down or neutralize Tyrese Maxey because we know what he's capable of doing. We saw what he did in the first round last year in the playoffs.
Right.
But obviously, this is a game that the Knicks have to win. You have to take advantage of it. And like I said, you have to play good defense, but it all starts with trying to contain Tyrese Maxey as much as you can.
Right. So coming into tonight's game, so it's weird because there's a lot of injuries on both sides. Like Karl-Anthony Towns hurt his thumb, so I'm assuming he's going to play tonight. Brunson has a shoulder issue, but on the Sixers side, Joel Embiid, Maxey, who you just spoke about, Paul George, and Lowry are all listed as either questionable or game times decision. So if none of those players play, the Knicks have to win the game. But we're gonna have to wait and see because I checked right before we came on doing the podcast, and all those guys, we still don't have any information if any of those Sixers are going to play tonight. So we'll have to wait and see to game time.
It usually sucks out the fun when key players are missing from each side. So it's going to be a weird game, but again, whoever's on the floor, the Knicks just have to win. They have to win.
Right, and the Sixers are desperate. They only have 15 wins, so if they're going to make the playoffs, remember they were supposed to be one of the teams to possibly go to the NBA Finals. And at the rate they're going, unless they have a big run, they're not even going to make the playoffs. I think they will make the playoffs if everyone comes back healthy for them and plays down the stretch. But right now they're out of the playoffs, so that would concern me if I'm the Sixers.
It's one of the biggest surprises of the season. No one expected Philadelphia to be lousy the way they are right now, especially when you added a guy like Paul George.
Right. But you also didn't expect, they thought Joel Embiid was going to play right from the start of the season. He was injured, then he got suspended. He was thrown out of a game. He got injured again recently, so they've had a bunch of injuries, which slowed them down considerably.
Yeah, a lot of frustrations have been bowling, and Philadelphia is just like New York. Those fans, they will let you have it.
Oh yeah.
If you're not doing your part, they will let you have it.
No, I know. We know. We seen what happened in the Eagles game the other day. One of their fans got on one of the Packer fans in the crowd, and it got ugly. So yeah, we know.
I have the Knicks winning by at least 8 points in this game.
Oh, you think so? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm concerned until I see them play a long stretch of consistent defense. And I mean, when the Knicks aren't going, like just like in the Detroit game, again, I'll bring up, they just took the ball right to the basket, and either the Knicks didn't respond quick enough on defense, or they fouled them and they went to the free throw line, or they drew the defenders in and they kicked the ball out to the different shooters above the 3-point line, over the 3-point goal. But I don't know. I have to wait and see. I don't even know who's going to play tonight. I mean, I wouldn't bet the game. That I could tell you that because if all these Sixers do play, then it'll be a playoff type of contest. Um, I don't know. If the Sixers play all the guys, I'm going to take the Sixers in the game. If they're shorthanded, I'll take the Knicks in a close game.